Yeah, we can see you now a little bit. Yes.
Yes, there is still some light. Okay, so I don't know if you have announced today's title.
Yes.
So, what is the title?
The beautiful mind gardener.
Yes. Okay, beautiful. So, last time I was speaking about a similar topic, but I think last time we spoke about a beautiful mind, but we didn't mention the gardener. So now we have a gardener, and that's something that we are trying to develop. I will first tell you about this project that we are trying to develop with some devotees. Some are from Slovenia, some are from Germany, there is some from Serbia, and more are joining. So this is a group of devotees who is dedicated to help people and themselves amongst each other to develop a beautiful mind. Since our mind is the basis or the instrument by which we do thinking and feeling and willing, then we thought it's very important actually to have a beautiful mind, because if you have a beautiful mind, you can have beautiful action and you can have beautiful behavior. And we do different things, like for now it's all online, but it's like online meetings once a week. And then we have this 2 hour meeting, we have programs there. And it's very much related to developing the mind, or developing a beautiful mind. And in Bhagavad Gita, as we know, there is a lot of knowledge about the mind and how to make the mind a friend, how to control the mind, how to think about spiritual subject matters, how to think of Krishna or God, how to be peaceful, and how Krishna is pleased. In the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna even says that one who is not disturbed is dear to him. So one of the qualities that he appreciates is not being disturbed. And we see that in Kali Yuga, it is said in the Bhagavatam that in Kali Yuga, most people are disturbed, especially in the mind. So if one is able to make his mind peaceful in this age of disturbance, then he will be achieving something that very few people achieve. So we know that there are three functions of the mind: thinking, feeling, and willing. And in our uh, beautiful mind gardeners program, for now it's a program, but the plan is to become an institute in the future, where we will have also educated people and different learned devotees joining, and anybody who wants to work on themselves, improving their body, mind, and spirit can join. We For now we have these weekly meetings. We have a Facebook group called Beautiful Mind Gardeners 108. We have a WhatsApp group where we communicate on a daily basis. And part of our culture is health. It's an acronym, HEOS, helping each other succeed. So when any one of us is in trouble, whether health wise or the mind is disturbed, there is emotional disturbance or spiritual weakness, then we actually, not only one, but all of us or most of us jump and say, how can we help? So it's called collective care. Our Bhaktitirtha Swami, he used to call this loving coalition. Loving coalition. I like this phrase, where we care for each other in such a way that we are ready to help immediately when anybody has any trouble. So recently I had some health issues, and I was really grateful and surprised how the members of this group, and of course, I mean, there is also other devotees, I must say, but also members of this group have done whatever they can, even if we are separate, I mean, by geographical distance, but they have done their best to help me with my health issues. They sent me medicine, they do sessions with me, they gave me advice, and I felt so cared for. So I felt like I'm a part of a caring community. So one goal is actually to build a caring community of devotees who are always ready to help each other succeed, help each other in any kind of a difficulty, succeed with our goals, etc., etc. So there is these three functions of the mind: thinking, feeling, and willing. And our most important, I would say, support tool is called DSP sessions. So DSP sessions are sessions of devotee success partnership. Devotee success partnership. So devotee success partnership is meeting of two devotees who play two roles in that session. Half of the session you are a coach, half of the session you are a client. And we listen to each other, we ask questions to help each other's thinking, we listen to each other's feelings, we listen to each other's desires, and in this way we facilitate higher quality thinking of each other in a two-way fashion. And it usually lasts 1 hour, sometimes hour and a half. And we are learning also from some professionals how to do this in a very efficient and effective way, to listen better, to listen with genuine interest, to listen with attention. It's actually, in one sense, we can say this is also exchange of love among devotees, where we confidentially discuss. Guyam Akyati Prichati in Upanashamrita, it is said that two of the 6 symptoms of love amongst devotees are confidential conversations. So this is something that we started doing amongst each other. And some of the devotees in this group are also coaches. They already have some knowledge and some techniques, how they help or they have developed listening skills. But the two main, I would say, principles with this are attention and assumptions. So to we help each other to get free from limiting assumptions. Maybe you have heard some people speak about limiting beliefs, but belief is something very deep. If you call this kind of block assumption, then it's easier to deal with this. Assumption is lighter. So we try to, when we speak about goals, when we speak about problems, we try to actually discover what is it that you are assuming that is stopping you from achieving your goal or solving your problem. And then we replace this limiting assumption with a liberating assumption. We also examine if these assumptions are true or not. So this maybe sounds a little bit like a technical explanation of the procedure, but it has to do very much with developing a beautiful mind, because it helps a devotee who is being coached to think in a much better quality way than they would do it on their own. So the presence of another person who is interested in you, in your life, in your success, who is encouraging, who respects your intelligence, who is supportive, is very helpful for better quality thinking. Who is appreciative, very helpful for better quality thinking. So these are some practical things that we do to help each other. And of course, thinking doesn't exclude feelings. Thinking is not some kind of a dry theoretical um, pondering or thinking, but it's thinking includes feelings, and of course, it includes desires. So thinking, feeling, and desires or willing are there as functions of the mind. And then we see that amazing things. I mean, I had uh, today I had a one session, and almost every day I have a session with another devotee, either from our group or from some others, where we see how actually amazing and effective this kind of support, mutual support is. So one quality of the uh, beautiful mind is that the beautiful mind is peaceful. There is many qualities. We have made a list of 108 qualities of a beautiful mind, and you can imagine some. I mean, many of these qualities you already know as qualities of a devotee or qualities of a pure devotee. Um, but one of them is peaceful, and we make a conscious choice to to be peaceful and to choose how we react to what happens to us. One gentleman has said in his book that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space lies our freedom to choose our response. And in those responses is our happiness and our growth. So human being has actually a power and the opportunity to choose how he or she reacts to anything that happens to them. For example, if someone says to a person with lower consciousness, or we may say materialistic consciousness, you are ugly, he will be offended, and he maybe make sure you also become ugly by beating you up or by changing how your face looks like. But if you tell a spiritual person you are ugly, they probably smile and say, oh, thank God I'm not this body and you cannot see me. I am inside, I am a soul. So the same stimulus, but two completely different responses. So in order to have inner peace and to have a beautiful mind, which will initiate more intelligent reactions, one can practice choosing his response to anything that happens to him. I mean, we may say that this is called self-control, and it is described in the Bhagavad Gita also. Shamudamastapakshocham, Shantir Arjavam Evacha, Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam, Brahma Karma Svabhavajam. When describing the qualities of a Brahmana, the first thing Krishna mentions is Shamo, which means peacefulness or peace of mind or mind control. Another quality of a beautiful mind is gratitude. One can one can easily actually keep himself happy if one practices gratitude as much as he can, as long as he can, and also express gratitude to other people, express appreciation, mm, see what is good in other people or what is good in events. One way of thinking I have been teaching for many years is that every problem is an opportunity. So I call this alchemical process where you turn iron into gold. Uh, if you have a problem, how do you turn it into an opportunity? You simply ask yourself, okay, what opportunities are there in this problem? So if there is any kind of problem, you may ask this question and you may ask other people also to try to give you ideas and write down all the opportunities that are in some kind of a problem. I remember when I arrived to Atlanta in the US, and they wouldn't let me on the airplane because I had a ticket. It's called a standby ticket, where you can enter only uh, if there is some free seats. So with this ticket, which is cheaper, you risk to not be taken on the flight. You have to wait for the next flight. If there is free seats, you can join the next flight. And I was trying, and even from somewhere, one devotee appeared, one Mataji Bhaktin appeared in a normal clothes, and somehow she recognized me. I was also in ordinary clothes. She asks, "Are you going to Lima, to Peru?" And she said, "Okay, I work for Delta Airlines. I can give you my ticket, and you can go instead of me." But on the counter, they wouldn't let me go, so I had to wait for the next flight, and I had to stay all night at the airport. But she was so kind. She met me for the first time, and she gave me her mobile phone, and she said, call my husband. He's a devotee. He lives near the airport, and you can stay with him overnight. And he works for Delta Airlines, and he can bring you to the next flight tomorrow. And and when I called him, he was shocked. How do you have my wife's mobile? Who are you? So I explained to him. So he came to pick me up, brought me to his home. So if I would catch this flight, I would never meet him. But such a wonderful devotee. He is a legend. He's actually a devotee who trained all the pujaris, all the priests on the altar, brahmanas, who trained them in deity worship. So I was so happy, and he brought me to one room which is full of deities, huge Jagannath, and many other deities in this one room. I don't know. He has these deities in his flat. So I stayed overnight. The next day, I managed to fly to Atlanta. So that's one example how the problem became a beautiful opportunity. And if we develop this mindset, then we can. This is the quality of a beautiful mind, to see opportunity in every problem. So I'm also conscious of the time. I started at 8, and I have a few more minutes. I wanted to tell you a story that if you want to develop a beautiful mind, then just choose your company or choose your association. And to support or illustrate at this point, I want to tell a short story. It's actually from Native American Indians' story, and sometimes they have amazing wisdom, as you can see sometimes on Facebook or in the movies. So once there was a chicken farmer who was also a very passionate mountain climber. And one day he decided to climb the top near his village, top of the mountain. So he put a rucksack on his back, started climbing, and it took him a couple of hours to get near the top. And when he was near the top, he saw a nest, large nest with large eggs. And he was thinking, wow, this is so beautiful. This is nest of a bird. Uh, Maybe I can take one of these eggs and bring them to my chicken house or hen house. So he knew this is illegal. He knew this is unethical. Uh, he knew that he's not supposed to do this, but he climbed to the top, and when on the way back, he passed the spot where the nest was, and he took one egg and brought it with him to the hen house, to the chicken house. So now one of the chicken mothers, she uh, sat on this egg and hatched this egg. And after some time, one creature came out. And this creature couldn't see himself or herself, but could see only the other small chicken um, running around, and started living as a chicken, associating with the chicken, didn't have a mirror to see himself, and basically thinking, I'm a chicken. was born amongst chicken, was thinking I'm a chicken. And so he would do everything that chicken do, pecking on the courtyard and flying only a couple of meters, flopping with wings, being also the chicken who adopted as a child, I would say, this creature was a little bit proud because she had a different kind of child. But this creature didn't see himself, so he didn't know he's different. So he continued living like this. And one day he saw in the sky a sight. He saw a bird flying very elegantly, very high. And something moved within his chest. And he asked his sister chicken, "What is this? Who is this? Looks so beautiful." And the chicken sister said, "Oh, well, he's the king of the birds, king of the skies. And we cannot fly so high, and we have nothing to do with him." And our creature said, "Okay," and continued living with chicken, living as a chicken, doing what chicken do, thinking as a chicken, and he died as a chicken. So now you can guess who was this creature. You tell me. I cannot hear anyone. Maybe you are muted.